Hello, Internet, and welcome once again, free-to-play cast, this time episode 49, brought to you by MMOBomb.com, your home for all things free-to-play related. I am Magicman, 49 episodes straight. We are coming up on the 2-hour live 1-year celebration. A lot of the hosts will be there. Some won't, just due to timing. Sorry, doesn't work in every universe, but most of them will be there for you. Old and new hosts from the entire year. Speaking of some of the original hosts, we've got a duo show for you today. Just me and one other. One of the original. One of the first. Sejiro, how are you?
How are you, sir? How is the underground free-to-play cast host with the most doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We've got some nice games to talk about. I actually have a dub bomb this week, so unlike last week when I kind of went off the deep end with my A bomb, I think I'm going to keep it cheerful. What about you? Are you dub bombing or A bombing when we get there?
Well, you know, the Turkinator has left the building, so I'm definitely not in a great mood.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, we'll delay as much as we can. Let's slide over and get started with the news, brother.
Big news of the week.
All right, so enjoy this Planetside 2 footage over all 3 news stories today. One of them is Planetside 2. We'll be covering that next. But the other 2 don't really have much to show you, so enjoy Spunkify playing Planetside 2 here, video-wise. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you've downloaded this on iTunes, then it really doesn't matter what video I'm showing. All right, first up on the docket today, Transformers Universe by Jagex, upcoming free browser-based MMO. We'll get to that in a second. I need to backtrack a little here, Sejiro, and not talking about Michael Bay movies and PlayStation 3 games and things like that. I'm talking old school in the 80s. Were you a Transformers guy growing up?
A Transformers guy growing up? One shall stand, one shall fall. Autobots, roll out. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I even have to say it. I don't care if the kids and the adults and the teeny boppers, get onto me. I cried when Optimus Prime died.
No, you didn't.
I cried. I shed my first and only tear.
Oh, jeez. I don't even know how to reply to that. I was kind of a Transformers guy. I mean, I was more Star Wars. I had all those toys and everything and posters. I had a few Transformers toys, and God help me if I know where those are anymore. Did you have all the toys? Were you a collector?
I didn't have all the toys. I probably maybe had 2 or 3, but I've gone back and got some of the first-gen remakes. I've got Optimus Prime and Megatron, and I think the only thing I have still from my childhood is I think I have one of the Dinobots, and I still have Soundwave.
Wow. Yeah, I don't think I have any of them. Or if I do, they're laying around somewhere. I've never really been a huge Transformers guy. I wasn't, in line to see the Michael Bay movies or anything like that. I have since seen them, but it was only in passing. They just happened to be on. Did you? Honestly, I didn't see any in the theaters. Did you?
What?
Yeah, I just was not a huge Transformers guy. I had no desire.
I know. I'm sorry, you're married. You were probably in line for the Twilight series.
Oh, God, no. Vampires do not frickin' sparkle. That's another topic for another time. Maybe the 1-year live show, we can get into that. I don't know. I just wasn't a huge Transformers guy. I wasn't a GoBots guy either. What's the famous line there? The GoBots were the Kmart version of Transformers.
The Kmart, the Blue Light Special.
It was a Clerks 2 line, I think it was. So yeah, Transformers Universe is getting the MMO treatment, which, to be honest, kind of saw coming at some point with the success of the movies, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got console games out. They got to get something out there free to play.
So Jagex picked up the license here, the RuneScape fellows. And right now, they're accepting applications for the Transformers beta. There's a few things I want to talk about here. I mean, obviously, we don't have a ton of information on the game. If you go to the site to sign up for the beta, you do have to choose whether you want to be Autobot or Decepticon and that type of thing, which you would expect, obviously. But to be honest, is this a game you're even going to try? Are you that much of a Transformers guy that it's just a no-brainer you're going to try this?
The only choice is Autobots. There is no other choice.
Are you gonna boot it up? I mean, it's free.
Oh.
It's browser based. It's Transformers.
Absolutely. If they made a Transformers skin for League of Legends, I would be all over that.
You just end up buying League of Legends stuff, even if you don't want it. I just want to own it. I'll never use it.
A Teemo reskin looking like Megatron would be fantastic.
So, okay, then, fine. Let me ask you this question, because this is not a must-play in my universe. It just isn't. I will check it out just because of the nature of doing things for an MMO site, but it's not a must-play in my book. So let me ask you this. If this is a game that you're like, okay, I know what class I want to be, I definitely want to give this a whirl, are you surprised that Jagex ended up with the license here? I mean, this is a pretty damn expensive IP.
I mean, RuneScape, whether people like how their cash shop works or how some of the other things they've had with their other games, they have a pretty good player base as far as the money that they make from their other free-to-play ventures.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that, like it or hate it, RuneScape is a success. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So I think they have the possibility to do well with the license. I'm just really surprised that they're the company that ended up with this. I mean, I don't see Blizzard or anybody like that going out to get it, but I'm surprised that we haven't seen like a Sony Online Entertainment snag it up, and I'm sure there's movie licensing reasons why that didn't happen, but maybe an Area Games or a Nexon, although they would probably ruin it. Some of them have the power of Tencent behind them as far as financing. I'm really surprised that Jagex walked away with this and got the IP.
They've already got the servers, they already have the servers, the server host in the back end. You don't want them to give it to like Funcom or BioWare, do you?
No, oh God, no. God, no. BioWare is the company that's kind of hurting me lately. I'm such a BioWare baby, and then the last year has just been devastating. BioWare-wise. Separate topic, I know, but yeah, I don't want them to handle this either. So I think Jagex can implement some really cool things here that, to be honest, some other publishers never would have tried. Simply because I think Jagex has a little more of a track record for taking chances on things. Although, if you read some of the forum stuff, there's obviously people that are unhappy and think that the game will be great at launch and then Jagex will make some big change, saying they had to for gameplay sake, that will ostracize a large portion of the player base, a la RuneScape.
Well, let's hope they don't do that. I don't want another childhood fantastic game to be destroyed.
Should this even have been an MMO in your mind?
I don't understand why every game company feels that they need to make something an MMO. Just make a game. Put a story behind it. I think I'm MMO'd out. I want to play. I don't want to have to level up Optimus Prime from little wee bot to, leader of the Autobots. Let me get out there and just blow some things up.
And the most recent PlayStation game is, or the console game, excuse me, has met with some pretty good success, both review-wise and sales-wise. So, I mean, there's definitely a market there. You bring up the main Transformers, and here's one of the things that their Jagex is kind of being mum about. They're not saying a whole lot. That I'm going to read straight from their quote here. Big questions that are unanswered is what role famous Transformers such as Optimus Prime and Starscream will play. They only confirm that big characters will play a supporting role.
What?
I don't know. How can you do a Transformers MMO with them just in a supporting role? Unless by supporting they mean like the NPCs that drive the story.
Yeah, I mean if they do it as you're getting quests, you're a new Autobot or a new Decepticon, you've just been created or whatever, and you're going out and you're not actually playing. That might be kind of interesting and kind of cool if you're not actually playing Optimus Prime or Starscream, or you're playing the new Autobot and Decepticon, and you have missions to go on. But I would rather them just have it more like a mission based, and then put in some PvP, almost like first person shoot type PvP scenarios versus go to this place, quest, go to this place, quest, go to this place, quest.
Yeah, I think if they follow that traditional questing formula, then this is a bust. I think because of the IP, they've got to do something different with it. And I think Jagex might be the right company to do it. I just don't know if I'm sold on this having to be an MMO. I think that the console games have met with such success recently, mostly because the most recent one, if you played it at all, has kind of harkened back to the old storylines and stayed away from the Michael Bay movie storylines. So I think they've pulled in a lot more of the old school Transformers people. I'm interested to see what Jagex does with this, but it is definitely not a must-play on my radar. I'm sorry. I didn't even see the Transformers movies in the theater, so that's how much of a just okay Transformers guy I am.
Now they made a G.I. Joe MMO. I'm sure you'd be in there playing Duke or Destro, right?
No, I wasn't huge G.I. Joe. I had a bunch of them, but I wasn't huge on them. I was obviously Star Wars. I still have a ton of those figures and toys and everything. I was He-Man. I was a
He-Man?
yeah, oh hell yeah, I was a He-Man guy. What else? When I was a little bit younger than that, I was a Snorks guy. I like the underwater. Yeah, the underwater Smurfs.
Why can't we get like a? And somebody's probably gonna catch on to this, but why can't we have a free-to-play Tranzor Z or Voltron?
There you go. Yeah, I still have the like 3-foot, 4-foot Voltron toy that all linked together. And then the Power Rangers came out, and you were like, "Hey, wait a minute, haven't we seen this before?"
Have we already seen that? Yeah.
I don't know. Transformers Universe, Jagex. If you want to play in the beta, they are now accepting applications on the website. We've got the link for you over at MMOBomb.com, so go check that out. Next up, let's move on. Planetside 2 officially launched, Sony Online Entertainment. Now, I'm going to kind of narrow the discussion down a little bit here. We've talked about Planetside 2 as a news story once or twice before. We've spent some time on the gameplay, the mechanics, the cash shop. We've covered most of that stuff. So I want to take a look at a few things that happened with the launch and get your opinion on them, Sejiro, okay?
All right.
So if you got a tip about the game, fine. But I want let's change the discussion a little bit here because some weird things happened with the launch here, and some things that I think Sony still needs to take advantage of. First off, EU friends, anybody in the union there, was pretty much totally screwed by this launch. Did you read any of this stuff, Sejiro? It was all over the Planetside forums.
Yeah.
I mean, they got totally screwed as far as they weren't even able to access the game initially. Then when they could, the download wouldn't work. Then when the download would work, the servers were having issues. It was just a nightmare for EU players to get in initially when it first launched. And they've since fixed that, but there's still a couple issues here and there that you pop up on the forums. Does this kind of coincide with us on previous shows saying maybe this released a little early? Maybe a month, 2 months early?
I was on, what, two shows ago I was on there and I called it and I said, don't let it launch.
Yeah.
Don't pull a Diablo 3.
Yeah, and we said on previous shows too that, now that it has a release date and it was November or whatever, and that might be a little too early. Especially a lot of feedback from the beta was it's a good game, there's some good things going on, but it's not quite ready for release yet, and Sony is pushing it out the door. And I think that the whole European players getting shanked out of being able to actually play on launch, pretty much. I think that's a telling sign that SOE really was not ready for this.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I know that they're out to make money, and businesses are there to make the money, but what did you lose by doing that? I mean, we've seen that, especially like in Europe, the European area is a much larger free to play than the U.S. is, and the U.S. is starting to move on there, but the major player base is across the pond. And if you're going to blow it for them, they're going to play something else, or I'll just wait till next week till the next thing comes out.
Yeah, and optimization still seems to be an issue, too. I've been in and out of the game all week. In fact, today, Spunkify did Bomb live stream and was playing Planetside 2 there, and you could still see some of the graphical issues as far as clipping and graphics snags and weird bugs. It's really, optimization still seems to be an issue across the board. Graphics issues across the board in some cases. Again, top gripes that were brought up in beta that aren't fixed for the launch. I don't understand this. It's not like these bugs are surprises to Sony. They were top things on the forums during the betas, and they're still in the game to this day.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, I just want to say, Sony continue to amaze me.
Those are your boys, Sony Online.
I like the games that Sony works with and they publish, but I really I don't like the way that they handle things like this. That just seems like, and this goes for the gaming community all aboard. Stop rushing. Put something out, make it work right. I don't want to hit the brakes and they don't work.
Right. Now, to be fair, the game is doing well. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of people playing the damn thing. And you see mixed reviews all over the board, people touting it as the second coming of MMOs, first persons, third persons, flying, whatever type of camera you're watching it through, depending on what vehicle you're in. And then you see your fair share of the people on the other side just saying, it's not as strategy-based as I would have wanted or as I was expecting. There's no, doesn't cater to skill. It caters to, whatever. So mixed reviews, generally pretty positive. But there's two key aspects that I want to ask you about because I think both of them are pretty important and should be in Planetside 2 in the game and aren't. The first is, if you've never played Planetside, you really need a tutorial for Planetside 2. And I think a lot of Planetside players probably needed a tutorial, little mission or something there. When you boot up the game, it's pretty much, hey, you're at war, boom, dropship, go. And you really have no clue what the controls are without looking everything up or anything like that. Now, I know offline on Sony's site, the official site, there are newbie videos, and they're actually very good videos and things like that. But for brand new players, you really don't expect to have to go to a website to watch training videos and then jump in a game. I don't know about you. I feel there should be some type of tutorial in-game at some point here. What say you? Yeah,
they should at least have an area that you can, choose. It's like, let me into the action immediately, or let me spawn in the basic training area. At least so you can figure out, it's like, okay, this button does this button does this, because there's nothing better than, oh, I spawned, oh, you're dead. Oh, I spawned, oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, and, well, even concept, too, becomes an issue, right? Because you've got this squad-based type, you roll with your clan, and here's the map, and here's what the colors mean, and who's holding what, and what you guys should try and take over next. I mean, there's really no real guidance at all. It's just, boom, you're on the planet, and Godspeed and good luck. And so it's not even just a control scheme, it's a, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to run over to this group of 50 people that I see over here, none of which are in my clan or in my squad? Or should I be going the way my squad is going? And where's the voice chat? Can I turn that on? Can I turn it off? I can't hear. I don't know. I just feel that there needs to be some sort of tutorial in the game. I understand if you guys are playing the game and you're confused or you're having a hard time getting into it because it's, like Sejiro, like you said, it's spawn, die, spawn, die, spawn, die, screw it, I'm done. Check out the official game site. There are some tutorial videos there that will help you as a new player. I just think they should have been put in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they shouldn't have nothing. At least something that, even if it's not a tutorial in the game, at least something that pops up while the game's loading, maybe in the first screen, that's, embed the video there. It's like, here's your mission. This is what you're supposed to do. Don't run off and Don't run off screaming and yelling, go friendly, friendly, and getting shot in the face.
The other thing, and maybe this isn't a big deal for other people. There's almost no lore in the game itself, right? I mean, there's no real story or things driving you, things like that. It's all about these huge, massive scale combat pieces, which it does very well. Now, you can argue maybe it's not as strategy-based as you would like, and that's fine, but you've got to admit that it at least pulls off what it's trying to do pretty well. But there's no real story going on. Now, to be fair, Planetside actually has an ass ton of lore. I mean, you go to Planetside Wiki, and you could spend days just sitting there reading and be captivated by this great lore and this great story leading into Planetside 2 and what's going on and what this planet is and all that stuff. Do you think any of that should be in the game, or is that not so important to you because it's a first-person shooter and not like a traditional MMO?
I mean, they should have some type of story. I mean, I'll make up something if I can't. There's nothing there. Magicman stole, my queen, so we're going to blow him up. It's a first-person shooter. Give me a gun. I'm going to be the guy running off going, woo! The noob. Blowing stuff up now.
So the lore doesn't matter to you, whether it's online, offline. It's because of the nature of the game, you're okay with it not being there?
I mean, I'm not a giant lore junkie as far as... it'd be nice to have some sort of story versus, hey, here's a gun. These people are bad. Shoot them.
Well, yeah, I mean, literally, that's as it's loading, it's... hey, we're here. We're at war. You're about to be dropped in, and, hey, see you later. And then all of a sudden, you're down there, and good luck. I do enjoy the game. I just feel that, yeah, it probably should have waited. I think our initial assessments, and a lot of people's assessments in the beta were right. Sony Online probably should have waited maybe a month and polished up a few things and got some things optimized. I think, even to your point, if they would just embed the tutorial videos in like your initial loading screen and halt your spawn if you watch them,
yeah,
I think that would be great. Even if you don't want to build a whole tutorial, that's fine. Embed those videos because they are useful. I actually kind of like that idea. It gives you the quick option, hey, click here if you want to watch it. If not, you're about to spawn.
Here's a great idea. Sony, your project managers should take notes. Build in a tutorial, basic training. If the users, opt in or opt out, don't tell them that they get this. They get extra ammo, maybe some little, small cash shop items, not like a green color skin, like, better bullets or a better upgraded gun. And they get that. And maybe throw a little, cash at them, and then they'll spend more money.
There you go. There you go. It isn't. I will give it that. It is enticing to spend money in Planetside 2, because you almost have the feeling that, okay, I can wait and save up the in-game currency, but damn, I want that right now. It's actually, to give Sony credit, so far, I think it's a well-designed cash shop. I don't feel like it's pay to win, because I do feel like I can get everything in there other ways, but I am enticed to spend money, so I think it's well-constructed at the moment.
We shall see.
It is Sony. Yeah, it is Sony, so at any point, things could go foobar.
I'll give it 6 weeks. It'll be in my, what's that thing that they have?
Recycle bin?
Well, it'll be there probably. But what's the other online thing that Sony goes, oh, this game crapped out. We're going to throw it in your...
the Station Pass.
The Station Pass. It'll be in the Station Pass in a week. No.
All right, moving on, gang. Last topic today, Archblade Codebrush Games. Now, we talked about this game a few months back on one of the episodes that a.k.a. Mike B was guest hosting. And we talked about the game. It's we compared it to kind of like a Soul Calibur type fighting game that's upcoming. Different characters, 3D arena, Street Fighter-esque type combat. Which a lot of us were looking forward to. This isn't done too much in the multiplayer, free-to-play universe. It's usually just an attachment to, a commercial Street Fighter release or Soul Calibur release that you can get into multiplayer. So we're kind of excited about this game, but something weird's going on with it, Sejiro.
What are they doing? Please tell me that Sony's not going to do a joint venture with them.
No, Codebrush has moved over to Kickstarter now. They're trying to raise some money to complete the game, and I'm okay with that. We've seen that before. Smaller companies, even indie developers that have a hard time with some funding, they put out what they have so far and try to get some, that finishing touch, that final polish money, and get their product out there so they can start making money on this investment. So I'm okay with that. They're going to Kickstarter saying, here's what we got. Can you guys help us out? With a little donation, and we'll give you some rewards based on it. Here's what's kind of weird, though. They're asking for $100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's really no details in the posting. I mean, they do show a video. They do explain concept and when they want to release, which is, end of first quarter, March 2013. They do give them multiplayer features and increasing skills. So it's basically they've copied and pasted most of the stuff from their website. This game already had a closed beta, keep in mind. I don't know if you remember that. It was a little while ago. It was end of August to like the end of the first week of September. They already had a closed beta that went pretty well as far as what they reported.
Yeah, I didn't get in. I was upset.
And I'm going to read you directly from the Kickstarter here, because the only real thing on the Kickstarter page that isn't pretty much a copy-paste of something from their website is why they're going to Kickstarter, and then they have a list of rewards for donors. I'm only going to read you the why the Kickstarter, because I can't for the life of me figure out how they expect to get $100,000. They have an awful lot here to prove what they've got so far, which is always good when you're trying to raise big money. But you also have to let people know what you're doing with the money before they normally cough it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here you go, Sejiro. Tell me what you think of this. We are expecting that Kickstarter will allow us to make this game better in terms of quality and fun. With your generous donation, we will get more MP, manpower, such as a programmer, a level artist, an illustrator, a QA, and etc. More MP raises up the level of completion of the game for sure. I automatically disagree with that comment, but moving on. Besides the financial aspect, Kickstarter will also help our game's popularity. We want more people to know about our game and more users to play the game. We would love to hear wide and critical feedback from the users, and we will listen and respond to them graciously. Our goal for this project is getting the funds up to $100,000. All of the funds we get are going to be used only for Arcblade's development, either for hardware equipment or manpower. That's it. So you really don't even get an idea of what they need the money for. It's just, yeah, we need more equipment and more people. To do what? You already have a game that's had a pretty in your own words, a successful closed beta with a few initial hiccups.
Yeah, what do you need? 100,000? You want a bonus? To be honest,
would you donate to this?
Yeah.
Would you go to Kickstarter and shell out money for this?
Let's see. I could probably shell out $50. What do I get for $50?
For 50?
For $50, I get, let's see,
a game pet, random selection, doesn't affect your stats, plus all of the above rewards. A skin pack.
I gotta get $100 to get a T-shirt? What?
Take a look at the funding, though. It's got 39 days to go still, so there's still quite a few days, but they only have $1,850 on a goal of $100,000.
So if they don't meet their goal, does the money go back to the 31 backers, or do they just pocket that and their CEO gets a plush new?
No, they have it set to that the project's only funded if at least $100,000 is pledged by Friday, January 4th.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have that.
I don't think so either, and I think they could have. That's the weird thing. I think there would be enough interest in this. I think what they've made a serious mistake on is they haven't told you what they're going to use the money for. Now, first off, I don't like Kickstarter to begin with, but that's just me and not liking Kickstarter and the people that run it.
Yeah.
I think Kickstarter has a very nice way of looking out for itself, user terms be damned. You know, I've seen project after project after project declined because Kickstarter felt that they weren't starting something new. They were just trying to improve something that already existed. But then Penny Arcade, a big name, decides to launch a Kickstarter to remove the ads from their website, and Kickstarter's okay with that. So I think it's run by a team that is very into self-preservation, and hey, Penny Arcade will bring money, so it really doesn't matter that this doesn't fit the description of what we look for. We're going to do it anyway. I'm not a fan of Kickstarter, but I think CodeBrush could have been better served if they would have actually detailed exactly what they need the money for. Even if it would have just been like, we need $20,000 because we need 2 servers to run this game's projected audience. Here's the size servers and the current ones on the market that we're looking at acquiring. You know, here's how much a programmer is going to get paid, and here's what we want them to do for the game. I just think saying, oh yeah, we're going to buy equipment and manpower is turning some people off.
Yeah, and I don't understand how they go. It's like their tier, it's like 30, well, 50, 100, 150, 200, 300, $10,000. You get your own character.
Yeah, there's 3 of those left. You should get on that.
How do they go from 300 to 10,000?
Yeah.
I mean, this is the free-to-play market. Oh, I've got a little investment money. Let me buy a... No.
I mean, I just think they screwed themselves here. Because they've got so much detail in the game. They've got a proven closed beta that they can show. They've got video after video after video and characters and concept art and Steam groups. And they've got all this stuff going for them. Plus, they got a game that doesn't have a huge shit ton of competition in the free-to-play market. And it's easy to sell skins on this type of game. I think they kind of screwed themselves here by not really divulging. One, you need a lot of money. And how do you need that much money at what looks to be the end of your project? And 2, why are you not telling us what you need the money for? I think they kind of screwed themselves.
Yeah, I think they should probably, if you need that much money, I need to know what you're going to do with it.
Have you ever donated to anything on Kickstarter or like Indiegogo or anything like that?
I did, it was through Kickstarter, but it was for someone that was, I think they had it listed up on their YouTube site that they were, it was one of the channels I subscribed to, and they were trying to get more money to do better streaming, and then they wanted to get a ticket to go to BlizzCon, and then they were going to, videocast and vlog from there, and I donated some money. I think I threw the guy like $50.
Yeah, I've never done Kickstarter. I did donate on Indiegogo. To Angry Video Game Nerd Movie.
I donated to the AVGN guy too.
Yeah, James Rolfe.
Just watched the trailer the other day, and it's like,
yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, let's get ready. Slide over to the bombs here, but first, make sure you come on over to MMOBomb.com. Check out all the great things we've got going over there. We have the new Fuse show up and running. Episode 1 is up. Episode 2 is being recorded tomorrow. That will go up. And there's also contact information if you want to be a guest on Fuse, since I can't get guest hosts into the free-to-play cast as often as I'd like. We've created a second show where it's just you and me sitting down and chatting for a few minutes about games. Also got Bomb Live live streams going, and as of right now, we do have Firefall beta keys for a stress test weekend coming up. Do want to mention, if you have already received a key and you are getting the already been claimed error, this is a known error on Red 5's part. The key redemption is working, it's just the message part that's bugged. Since the redemption still works, you will get the used key error if you try to put it in a second time. It only really affects players that played during the last community-focused beta weekend. It's kind of like a warning. So keep that in mind. The message is the error, not the actual redemption of the key. And Red 5, I love you to death, but that's not the first time I've seen this error come up for your different events. It's the first time we've had keys to give away that are getting this error, but I've been on your forums for a while. This is not the first time that this has come up. I just feel that should have been fixed already. So if you want a key and they're still available, go ahead and claim them. Right now, we've got a little over 4,000 of them left. Let's slide over to the weekly bombs. Sejiro, you're up first, my friend.
Oh, I'm going to get a bomb for Movember because of turkey, and I haven't shaved. I'm rocking the good free-to-play beard.
No shave November, huh?
No shave November. Are you joining us in that?
I am not. I cannot grow a full beard, if I'm being honest. I can do a mustache and a goatee, but the chops, they come in all patchy. Doesn't work.
Well, we can just... I've got some chia seeds. We'll just hose you down.
I'm going with a dub bomb. And we'll be posting a video of this later this week, too. Little online board game. I like board games, card games, that type of thing. Offline, online, doesn't matter to me. But posted a little video about Desperate Gods Online, and some of the team at MMOBomb we're going to play for a gameplay action episode. We're going to play Desperate Gods Online. Check it out. Neat little board game where the key pieces of a board game, the moving of the pieces, the picking up of cards, the rolling of dice, they're not taken for granted. You do have to actually manually do them in the game. You can cheat if other people aren't paying attention, just like you can at home. And it's open source, too, if you want to go in there and redesign some things to your liking. So, dub on to Desperate Gods Online board game. Kind of neat way to spend a little bit of time, even if you end up getting mad and flipping the table.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, oh, hell no. So Swestinil says, Domina, get off my porch. By the way, to the viewers, a huge thank you from me. There were a ton of Domina get off my porch. Domina checked out the episode probably about 6 to 7 hours after it went up, and she saw all the comments on MMOBomb, and then went to YouTube and saw them as well, and flipped. She came flying downstairs asking what Celsius had done.
What happened? I missed something.
Well, on last week's episode, we talked about when Domina drinks, she likes to get in little debates with people, and if she's losing, she'll kick you off of her porch. But that's how you know Domina likes you. And so I got a bunch of the viewers to say in the comments, Domina, get off my porch, and they responded full force. She was very flattered after she saw how many people took the time to type it, but initially, she blamed Celsius, not me. So Swestinil says, Domina, get off my porch. For one, nice show as always. I have met up with some girls, sometime first girls at Dofus. Never work out that great. Pictures are always better. A-bomb for free-to-play games that aren't free. Please call them try-to-play. Could not agree more.
I agree.
Dub-bomb for all the hardworking people at MMOBomb. Thanks for all the first looks, shows, fun, comments, giveaways, and on and on. Thanks. Keep it up. Well, that is very kind of you to say. Thank you so much. We love doing it here. The question of the week last week that was answered there was, have you ever met a significant other in an online game? How did it work out? Did you ever meet in real life? Have you ever done that, Sejiro?
I did.
Did you ever meet a girl online?
Yeah.
Was it in a game, an MMO?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. I obviously never have, but did it work out? I mean, you're not married or anything, but
I'm not married.
Worth it at the
we're
time?
still friends. We're still friends. She lives on the other side of the continent, so.
Oh.
And I wasn't ready to move to the Great White North, so we still game and play a little bit together. But I flew up there and she flew down here, and we hung out and did some things and hung out and had fun. But
yeah, let's just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
We did some things.
we went and did some questing.
I think you're the
only one that's had success with an online.
Yeah, but mine didn't start online, so it really doesn't count. Mine started in real life in high school. Roltzy says, Damina, get off my porch. Fantastic show as always. I'd like to give a dub bomb for World of Tanks. After almost 2 years, I returned to play it, and it didn't disappoint me. I'm still having fun with it and enjoying the good community. Also, I'd like to give an A-bomb for Brim's reading skills.
What? Oh, God. What did Brim do now?
Every time I toss one of these bombs to him, he can't read it. Roltzy says, just joking. But for real, I'll give an A-bomb for League of Legends. I really like the game itself, but the community gets worse every day. Keep up the good work on your show, and see you on the servers. Well, thank you. I will let Brim know that his reading skills are less than par. So you're the League of Legends guy. Is the community still as bad as the reputation it has?
You know, it's calmed down a lot. They put some pretty interesting things in the game. I was playing last weekend for a couple hours, and after a game's over, you can, instead of, everybody reporting because they get upset, they actually have, like, a checkbox like this person was, a good opponent or a good teammate. But I just got to the point where I stopped and going and doing the what is it, the website thing they had where they review things, because most of the time it's somebody who's upset. I mean, most of the time with any online game, as soon as the chat pops up, I just hide it. I don't even look at it. But most of the time when I play League of Legends, I don't just go in. I mean, if you go in and you play League of Legends, you just do random pick. Right. You're going to get random pick. I go and play with a group of people. So I typically don't get, A-bombs on my team.
Nice. Nate Bolin says, hey, Magic Man, tell us about your couch camping experience next week. I did not have to camp out on the couch because I blamed Celsius. Also, the bomb for Crimecraft Gang Wars. Yeah, it has its flaws, but the game is fun. And as a TF2 player, I like me's the free hats. Anyway, happy late Thanksgiving, everyone. Hope to see you next week. Damina, get off my porch.
Get off my porch.
Willie Wolfman. In other news, my A-bomb goes to Area Ignite. I teed off on Area last week. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm afraid they're going to crash our servers. For breaking my Dynasty Warriors Online. It seemed to be a decent Steam-like program knockoff until it would just not play games. I've not met a significant other through games, but I have made great friends that I game hop with when the game we met on turns to shit, like Operation 7. Still talk to my clanmates from that one. Well, see, there you go. That's how I met Sejiro and Brim, two of the free-to-play cast hosts, was online. And we still hang, and we kind of do the same thing. We game hop like we have ADD. Especially Sejiro. Sejiro's got
what?
gamer... You have gamer ADD bad. Don't deny it.
No, I think I'm just ADD in MMOs right now.
There you go. Baboon says, I give an A-bomb to the EU Planetside 2 launch. Had to uninstall beta, install PS2 in Steam, had to figure out that Steam doesn't support EU, had to uninstall again, and download, install PS2 Europe to finally try and play it, and I can't run it. Oh, that's heartbreak, my friend. See, that's exactly what we were reading all over the forums for our EU friends.
Yep.
Why don't you take that next one by Dragon Mages?
Dragon Mages. Oh, you're going to give me the one that's I've got to bleep out. All right. Okay, I'll try this one. A-bomb for Raider Z. I have to agree with you there. For making me do instances from main story quest with shitty party systems. Seriously, horrible. Shit like this makes me want to go back to WoW. Don't go back. And on a side note, because I bitch about this often, it's not free to play. But another bomb to Diablo 3 and StarCraft 2 for trying to be like their predecessors and failing horribly. For Diablo 3, it's about only being able to have 4 people in the game, can't join games. And StarCraft 2, it's all about custom hub game area.
Wow.
Dragon Mage is X.
Yeah, Dragon Mage is not happy about some things right now. I agree on the Raiders thing. Speaking of that, we have an update last week. Drossfix gave for an answer for the question of the week and then was trying to give an A-bomb to a game that forces you to do something in the storyline, and we couldn't figure out what it was. And so we asked Drossfix to send us an update, and Dross was very, very, very understanding about the whole situation. You know, we certainly did not mean to insult. We just assumed that maybe English wasn't language number one, and hell, if you have more than one language, you're already better off than me. That was the case. Dross did send us an update, and what he was trying to say was giving an A-bomb, same thing Dragon Mage has said, giving an A-bomb to any game that forces you to do dungeons as part of the storyline, and specifically pointed at Raiders. So little update to one from last week. So we asked you, have you ever met a significant other in an online game? How did it work out? Airsplash says, sup, free-to-play cast, love your show, look forward to it every week. A dub bomb to Planetside 2, I've lost some sleep to it, friends can't, and I just can't stop playing it, even got my girl to play it. And even though she doesn't normally like first-person shooters, she loves it. Got an A-bomb to DK Online, because I thought it was a DK MMO, went to look it up, found out it was crap. As for the question of the week, I actually met my girl on Star Wars The Old Republic. About a month after the game came out, some people I met on game decided to meet up. Me and her clicked. Been together ever since. Shout out to Faith. Love you, baby. One last thing.
The force be with you.
Damina, get off my porch. Now back to Planetside 2. Well, that's awesome to hear, Air Splash, and shout out to Faith there. You guys keep it going. The couple that games together stays together. I don't know. Is that a valid saying? Does that work?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had much success with that. Typically, it's off the computer.
Well, hey, may the force be with you, as Sejiro said. Good luck to Air Splash and Faith. Wish you all the luck in the world there. M. Pascal says, question of the week. No, I haven't met anyone online, but I would really love to. I've already made some friends in online games, including a girl that is pulling me back to Eden Eternal, where we initially met. I know it isn't the greatest game, and it was weird leaving Guild Wars 2 for a bit to play Eden Eternal, but why not? I didn't lose anything, and it was nice to play with her again. There you go. See, there's a lot of love going around the internet, Sejiro.
It's not even Valentine's Day yet.
Oh,
there's a lot of love. I have a secret to tell, I think, as well.
Oh, what's up?
I think Sejiro has found the one.
Really?
I have been playing a lot of games, and I haven't been doing a whole lot of stuff, and she might pop in on the live show.
Oh, all right. Do I know her?
No, she has nothing to do with the games. I don't even think she. I think other than maybe Dance Dance Revolution, she plays that, and she's got an Xbox Connect.
I am intrigued now. Michael Fraga says, I've actually met my girlfriend while playing MapleStory 2 years ago. She lives in Boston. I'm from Cape Cod. We've been dating for 6 months now. We go on and off between various games, League of Legends, Guild Wars 2, MapleStory, and others. We always try to do classes that go well together, but recent games don't bring that party thing you had back then. I totally agree, Michael. We're waiting on Age of Wushu to come out now. She's already bought the early access. Good job on the cast, you guys. Thank you for the compliment. Great to see another couple. It's just love in the air on the free-to-play cast. You guys and your internets with your love. Good luck to you two as well. Hope everything works out and stays cool. Dark Skies says, when I was 13, I had a girlfriend in MapleStory. So we talked for a long time about if we could ever meet. But one day, she said she just wasn't ready for a boyfriend. So I see her the next day with another guy making kissy faces while I was on another account. So I go so upset, I went to my friend's account because he had an ex. I hacked a character to level 10 in 30 minutes. And while she was, because you need level 10 to use a microphone, I bought a microphone and said some really bad things.
Aww. Ooh. She was trying to make you jealous. I think it worked.
Yeah, it definitely worked. Dark Sky's not happy about what was going on in MapleStory when they were 13.
Should have bought her something from the cash shop and give it to her. That would have worked.
It just kind of proves that guys are the same, in the internet and out of the internet. When you piss us off, man, we're going to get a microphone and say some bad things.
On the interwebs.
On the interwebs. Finally, Jawa DK54 says, as for the question of the week, I used to make fun of people who dated chicks in-game because I assumed they couldn't get a real girl. But then I met some chick on Forsaken World who ended up being hot. Long story short, I went to Boston, tapped that for a few months, thought it was really love. Wasn't. Now I'm back to my usual short relationships. Jawa DK54 also pointing out that men are still the same on the internet as we are outside the internet. I think referring to her as a chick probably was the first step on the downhill part of that. But hey, at least you had some fun, I guess, for a couple months. Hope it works out for you, Jawa. Question of the week next week, gang. Speaking of KickStarter, have you ever supported a free-to-play game on KickStarter? If so, what was the game or the company? And if not, what would it take for a company to get your financial support on KickStarter? Leave those comments below the video here. While you're there, click on like, subscribe, come on over to MMOBomb.com if you haven't already. Check out all the other great content we've got going on there. Some new shows still coming out. We keep pumping out new shows. You guys decide what sticks and what doesn't. That's the great part about this. Let's throw it around for the final word. Sejiro, you're up.
Mounted.
No, that's the first word. You can't use that as the final word.
I had to get it in before any of the viewers got it. No. Final word. Looking forward to seeing everybody, all the hosts, everybody tuning in on the live show. It's coming up. I'm getting excited. Trying to put some interesting things in here together.
It will be fun. I am looking forward to it as well. So we will see you on December 16th, my friend, for the 2-hour live 1-year celebration. Make sure you start thinking about your favorite free-to-play cast moments now, Sejiro.
So what are we going to play?
You got a Twitter or something that everybody can follow you at?
Oh, yeah. You can check me out on Sejiro Gaming on Twitter. That's at Sejiro Gaming. Or you can check me out on Facebook, Sejiro Gaming as well.
Cool. For Sejiro, I am Magicman. You can follow me on Twitter at Magicman1, MAGICKMANN1. Hit me on the email, magicman@MMOBomb.com. That one's spelled normally, MAGICMAN. And until next time, gang, we're only a couple weeks away from 1 year. We're only here because of you, so stay safe, and we'll see you on the servers.